Welcome to the Ask Dom Nat show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. The fastest 30 minutes of your day to make you an overall more informed person. My name is Dominic Pereira, but you might know me as Ask Domnat. Today's a very special show. Why? Because I am at the farm. I am at TECA Farms, my farm that you guys have seen me and heard me talk about so much. And I want to do this episode from this cold January 16th day at the farm because it's going to be around so many things that revolve around farming, food, nutrition, and some general conversations that I've been having lately. So let's get right into the rundown. Today, January 16th rundown show from Theka Farms. It's a federal judge blocks USDA from cutting off SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program funding in Minnesota. Minnesota keeps hitting the news, so definitely want to go over that with you guys. And then also, really also a part of this conversation today, the ultra processed foods linked to increased risk of cancer, especially young people. I've been seeing these articles, I've been seeing the headlines, and I wanted to know more about it. And as I'm looking into it, I'm certainly not a doctor, I'm not an oncologist, I'm not a farmer, I'm sorry, I'm not necessarily an expert in the field of cancer. So we're just going to talk about it from my farming perspective and my thoughts. So, guy with a camera. SNAP benefits, guys. And what I'm going to do for this show, here I am. I'm at the farm. Let me introduce you guys to the farm a little bit while we talk about SNAP benefits. We have 30 minutes today, so I'm going to walk and talk so you guys can see the farm and I talk about it. All right, so we're here at the fire pit area. This is kind of where we chill out sometimes. Got a little restroom, hammock, and everything. But SNAP benefits are supplemental nutrition assistance programs. Why is that important? It's because it helps people get the extra food that they need. It is a lifeline, literally, to some families to make sure that they have enough food to feed their kids and their family. So when you have judges or when you have administrations and governments saying, hey, you know what, we're going to cut this off. And the reason they wanted to cut it off, there's Minnesota's going through a lot of issues, corruption wise and fraud investigations. And fair enough, people thought, hey, maybe we need to investigate them to see if there's any fraud happening. I'm entering the rabbit pen, guys. I'm entering my rabbit pen. And these guys are very nutritious. If you don't eat rabbit, if they ever get cut off on Snap here, just know. But the reason that that's important is because you don't want to be in a life or an environment where a government can just decide to cut you off because they don't agree with what other people are doing. You may have nothing to do with here. Let's see these guys run around. You might not have anything to do with the issues going on in Minnesota. You may just be a family. Look, they ran in there trying to get by. But what happens? You're depending on the institutions. You're dependent. They're warm in there. You're dependent on other people. So whenever they become unfair, you get the wrath of it. And I hate depending on these institutions. They really don't care about you. Everybody has a political agenda. Everybody has a motive. So I encourage people, what can you do about it? Well, you don't need a huge farm. You don't need an enterprise. You need to start thinking about how it is that you can be less dependent and less reliant. So right here, we do have these rabbits. These are meat rabbits, but they're also just very cute to look at. But we have them in there. We had these two separated because I think one of them is getting bullied, and that's a male. There's another female in there. Look, they're gonna say hi. Okay. So I honestly, I even though they're cute, they do serve a purpose. Rabbits are great nutrition, not high in fat, so you got to be um, careful there, but really high in protein. I have these here because just in case I ever get a phone call, Dom, we're cutting you off somehow, some way. I want to make sure that I am self-reliant in some capacity. So you can do this from a windowsill. And let's open these guys up. Let's see you. Look, from a windowsill or like just a small space, you can raise your own little chickens if your HOA or whatever allows it. Some rabbits, some whatever nutrition you might have, get a fish tank and put some fish in there, so you're not necessarily relying on these institutions. Again, you don't have to wait for something bad to happen. You don't have to wait for the next catastrophe, for the next war, for you to run to the grocery store and hope that they have enough water or hope that they have enough food on the shelves. You don't want to be a victim to the games and the traps that these people are playing. So while I'm walking, we left the rabbit pen. Let's go over to the lake. We got 25 minutes. It's a large farm. We're here on 400 plus acres, so it takes some time to walk. Let's see if we can make it. Oh, and it's frozen. So let's see if the lake is frozen today. So I'm happy that the judge allowed these families. There's about 100,000 families affected in Minnesota, that are going to receive their SNAP benefits. And out of the 100,000 families, I believe it was 400,000 individuals that received these benefits. Do I think there's fraud and corruption going on? Absolutely. Do I think that it's fair to blanketly affect everybody when most of the people involved have nothing to do with it? No, I don't think that's fair. And also, do I think that there's a lot more fraud and corruption going on with corporations and institutions? Yes. And we're not really going after them anyways. Those guys are the ones giving donations to these government officials. So you pick on the low hanging, easy fruit, and you don't want to ever be part of that. So become self reliant, become independent as much as you can. It's never going to be 100%, but break away from these dependencies from government assistance. It is a trap. It's meant to keep you reliant and depending on them so that you can be on their pendulum, you can be on their schedule. And I really hate when I see families get affected by it. So that's one thing. Now, the other aspect of this show is it really nutritional? What we're seeing is a lot of people are getting cancer more earlier on in their lives than we used to before. I saw a crazy stat right here. It said ultra processed foods and colon cancer in women. If you're eating 3 servings per day, 3% increase. If you're eating 10 servings per day, 5% increase. You're eating more than 3 servings. If you're eating anything, when you eat out, is processed. Anything that you are eating out of a can is processed. Everything that we have prepared, most of the times, even if we go to a restaurant, what do you think they're getting their food from? They're keeping it on the shelves and stored and all that other good stuff. It's not fresh. It's not nutritious. It's not healthy. It's ultra processed. And we're seeing a crazy increase in cancer rates. I saw an amazingly weird stat that said if you were born in 1990, the year I was born, you are 4 times more likely to get colon cancer than somebody born in 1950, which is crazy. So now the rate of cancer for young people has risen 4%. This is the lake today, guys. Let's see, it's not frozen. It's not frozen. It's windy. It's cold. As you see, it's freezing. Might have froze last night. That's good ice right there. But it's good lake. Wouldn't swim in it, probably hyperthermia pretty quickly. But good lake. Okay, and then this is the trail. If you come to TECA Farms, you know that this lake trail, it's all around, so people enjoy doing that. This trail I haven't finished yet. I know we're talking about cancer, and sometimes the road of cancer is unknown. This road is unknown. So it's unfortunate, but what happens is people are getting cancer younger. What is the main cause of this cancer? They're saying that it's increasing all sorts of percentages. Well, it's your food, it's your diet. The 8 most common cancer increases recently are related to your diet and your lifestyle. 40% of the cancers that they're seeing are preventable. So what is it? Well, it's the processed foods that we're eating. These institutions do not care about us. These when we're talking about SNAP, you know who's fighting to make sure that you keep getting SNAP? The companies that are going to try to sell those families junk food. The companies that are trying to make sure that those kids keep getting the sweets and everything else. So what we have to do is making sure that we know where our food comes from. We need a better relationship with our food. We need to go back into an environment where we're growing our food, where we know what we're eating. We're not just in this vacuum of Western civilization of eating the same five food groups every day. Chicken, beef, fish, chicken, beef, fish. Got it. And then your greens are just lettuce on a sandwich at most. No, you have to mix it up. Your body needs a different benefits. You need good microbiome. Stuff that I'm learning now. I haven't always known these things. I'm walking here, guys, to, you see, I left the lake. I'm walking to, where am I walking to? To the sheep. The goats didn't do too well with the cold. It was too cold for the goat. A little gazebo there. We missed a gazebo. That gazebo is going in here for when you have your nice little wedding. You have it in the gazebo by the lake and the tractor. So yeah, that's the goal at least. But if you ask a lot of Americans, you know, what if they've ever ate farm fresh eggs, most of them are gonna say no. The eggs that they're eating are from processed, cheap, institutions, high level or high density farming, industrial farming. Have you ever even grown your own microgreens inside your little house? You don't need a lot of space. I've done it in my little office. Well, it wasn't great. I mean, certainly wasn't going to feed a family, but it taught me a lot of learning lessons. It taught me what to look for, ventilation, and the issues with growing, how long it would take. It was just an experience that I really appreciate in having a better relationship with my food. Does that mean that I don't eat out? No, it doesn't. But I'm not over reliant on it. Does that mean that I'm the healthiest person? I'm vegan or something? No. But I know that anything happens. I don't care if it's Iran, Venezuela. Look, the ducks are calling. Let's go check out the ducks. So let's see if we have any eggs today, guys. We had a lot of duck eggs yesterday. Do you eat duck eggs? Very nutritious for you. Look, the sheep, the sheep are here. Let's say hi to them. Let's say hi to our sheep today. Now, I love my sheep. It's cold, but we have to entertain you guys at 8 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Ask Dom Show. You got to eat seasonal with the environment. Exactly. And shout out to Mr. Fireball 619 because he was here helping me with the pigs. So shout out to the real ones that he came out, helped me put the pigs in their pen. Certainly wasn't going to be able to do it myself. I thought I was. I was delusional. So his help is greatly appreciated. He's going to be a fixture here at the farm that you're going to see. So, but yes, seasonal food, it changes it up. All right, goats, pay your rent today. Be cute. Or no, sheep. Bah. So we made this little structure for them so that they could stay warm. They come in here. We gotta clean it out, deep bedding. But yeah, so these are these are ewes. When they're females getting that you can breed, they're called ewes. So and then when they're babies, they're lambs. And so these are ewes. Let's go to our ducks. Uh, now the ducks, they really don't like to pay their rent. So we got some khakis right here. Then we got some. I don't think some mallards. I forgot what the names of them are. But let's see. You guys want me to go in there? Let's see here, bro. These outside foods got us in the food that's changing the way we live. Duck eggs bomb, bro. Absolutely. If you want some duck eggs, let me know. I got you. Let's go see if they lay. Sometimes the ducks lay eggs everywhere. I don't know that I'm gonna make it to the chickens. The chickens are kind of far. You think I can jump this? I'm not gonna jump it. I'm getting old. You see, I'm cancer prone now. I'm cancer prone. This is wood. This is wood chipper. Firewood. If anything ever happens, just know that Dominique Pereira is gonna be fed and warm. Fed and warm because I got firewood and I got food. Now, front camera, let me see here. With that being said, then I got my gas. I got my little solar panel situation. This is how I charge some of my batteries. We have other batteries, obviously. Other solar panels. Those are just quick. Let's see if we go make it to the pigs because we might not make it to the chickens. But let's check it out. Let's see if we got some duck eggs. Now, the female ducks are the ones that quack loud. If you hear a duck quacking really loud, that's a female duck. If you hear her quacking or him quacking softly, that's a male duck. That's a great way to tell, and obviously that's important if you want to breed ducks. It's cold, so maybe the eggs are frozen. Their little lake, before we go in there, look at their little lake. Their little lake is frozen. Hold on. Their little lake is frozen. So they're not happy about that, I'm sure. I'm going to break this up. I don't want to fall in there. But look, look, you see they're walking on it. Uh, but I don't want them to fall in there and then get trapped either. Oh, shoot. I almost fell, guys. That'll be, oh, we got a duck egg. Lily, did you lay this one? So that's a nice little duck egg. Let's see if we got more. They sometimes just lay them all around. We just moved them here. So I'm gonna go look for their eggs in a bit. Got a couple more in here. Eating duck eggs today, guys. This is my little this is my skillet. I gotta get my skillet. All right. So yeah, no, so the male ducks are called drakes. Drakes are good. This is their food. We typically put them out, little watering. Okay. And I think we got the mechanic here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Because we got some work to do. Let's go. Okay. So so now we got some ducks, we got some chickens, we got some rabbits. Uh we got some rabbits, we got some pigs. We got ducks, chickens, rabbits, pigs. We got some peacocks. We got some goat. We got a lot, guys. Now, obviously, we don't have a greenhouse yet, so it's hard to grow stuff outside. Um, it's hard to grow stuff outside. But that's the next thing. We're gonna do a high tunnel. That's really what we need to do is a high tunnel so that we can grow the greens, right? So I got full of protein, but need some vegetables. But at the end of the day, guys, remember, I don't trust these institutions. You hear it here. First, Dominique TECA Ask Domnet does not trust institutions. So I'm not going to depend on them to look out for my best interests. I know that these are organic, non-GMO duck eggs. Now I only found two. There's probably a bunch more in the corner there. They like to lay them in the corner. We have about 60 ducks, so about 50 of them are females. So typically we get 30 to 40 duck eggs a day. But yeah, so you don't rely on them. Start small. Collaborate with a friend. And if it's that bad, just reach out to me. I got you. But do not rely on a judge saying you can get your benefits this month. No. Put some greens on your windowsills and grow that. If you got a decent sized backyard and you can start a little chicken coop in the back, do that. If you can start some honeybees, which we got, but I don't got my bee suit, do that. So, bees are really easy, by the way, and a lot of people underestimate. Don't run to the grocery store when there's an emergency, because when there's a prolonged emergency, it won't be available for you. You're gonna have to clamor. You're gonna have to blah blah blah. Get some ducks. Quack quack quack. Bah. Get some lambs. All right, no, maybe that you can't get lambs and ducks, right? Like I understand that. It's not feasible for everybody. But why not? Why not? Like, ask why not? Why it might not be feasible for where you are. I grew up in the city. I live in the city right now. I've just been very fortunate to be able to do this. But link up with three, four, five of your friends. Rent a small little spot. You guys get more in tune with nature. Get more in tune with agriculture. Stop trusting these companies, and let's do something. Guys, that's our show. This is the Ask Dom Nat Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. The fastest 30 minutes of your day to make you a more informed person. Thank you, Fireball 619, for the help. I know I'm going to put some of that content out there. Excited to see you this weekend here at the farm. Anybody else interested in coming to check us out in South Jersey, TECA Farms, just hit me up. We'd love to have you. Thanks, guys.